It basically, it shuts down your channel when you wallow back and forth between content to different audiences. Yeah, Bob might like frugality and minimalism, but has no interest in traveling abroad. But Jane might be interested in all of the above plus travel abroad. So, it causes the algorithm to just shut your channel down. So I mean, we're done. We can't keep doing it this way, because you get to a crossroads and you have to make a decision. You have to say, we have to change. We have to do something different. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results.
I mean, we can still do travel videos, but we're not traveling.
Even though we're no longer traveling, we can still talk about our travels and still help people. But people don't like that. They like to watch you traveling. If that's what they want to do. If they want to be traveling, they want to watch somebody that's traveling. That's the problem with that. We have a lot of wisdom to impart. We've been abroad 11 years, and we've been on, three different continents. We've been to Central America, South America, Europe, and we've done it all as minimalists and smart frugalists. So, in other words, we didn't wait until we had millions of dollars or won the lottery or any, six-figure business or anything like that. We were able to nomad around Europe for $1,400 a month. I mean, that's like your average Social Security check, or a little higher maybe, or right around there. And so we did all those things, and we have a lot of wisdom to impart, and that's why we offer to help people that want to do it. And yet we are people that we have moral and religious convictions about things, and yet everyone's convictions and line in the sand is different. So that's going to be your personal decision on how far you will go and how much you will submit to in order to keep traveling and that kind of thing. But we just wanted to tell you guys that our travel, unless things change, has pretty much, I'm sure a lot of you have noticed, come to a grinding halt. But that doesn't mean we can't help you. Those of you that are in different spots in life, for example, we have people in our program that they will take a test and they will go to Portugal and this kind of thing, or any other place. We have friends that have done those things. So just because we won't do those things, it doesn't mean that we don't. We still have our 11 years of experience, and the insight that we brought to the travel abroad community, we brought our previous life experience to the travel abroad community, and therefore we were able to add to it and come out with an insightful, smart way of doing things to enable people to be able to do things that perhaps previously they had thought that could not be done, or were too challenging, or for one reason or another. So here we are. Times have changed, and so you may have noticed that I've just tried to kind of branch out a little bit and have been making some videos about our frugality, minimalism, and this kind of thing. The foundation of everything that we do and say and teach is based on principles of finance and frugality and smart frugality and minimalism, and a different take on these widely known subjects. And we definitely have our own take on it. It's a different take on it, a different view on it, and we do mention that in our videos. And so we just want to know from you guys, do you want us to keep making videos about travel even though we're not traveling? We have the insight still, and we have how many videos do we have now, hon?
We have over 2,000 videos.
Over 2,000 videos. Most of them are traveling, but we're not making look at us travel right now videos. But we have that as a background, as an experience that we've done those things. And yet we're still abroad, and we're still able to utilize our frugality. But you see that because of our smart frugal and our minimalism and all of the things that we've been talking a little bit more about, is why we are able to go just about anywhere and do it. Whereas a lot of people, they're not so sure. Can I go here? Can I afford it? Can I, a lot of people are really conscious about it, just from being on a budget and that kind of thing. And some people are like, well, I might have to go to Ecuador because, things are getting too expensive here. what we've done is we've had more of a possibility thinking kind of way of looking at things. And so what we're doing is we're looking at what are the possibilities. And the possibilities have to do with, you know, even within the realm of possibility thinking, you have personal boundaries and constraints that you personally, that they're self-imposed boundaries that we place on ourselves. And so everyone's going to have a different boundary. So we don't want to, what I'm trying to say is we don't want to limit our viewership to those that only have the same exact boundaries as we do. And so according to YouTube folklore, in order to have a successful channel, you're supposed to be singularly minded and only superbly focus on one subject matter. And because times have changed, we haven't been able to do that. And so we've kind of wallowed between the travel thing and the travel assistance and the travel wisdom into the frugality and the minimalism and the finances, you know, just going a little more heavily into that. And so, but you're not supposed to do that. So we're thinking maybe we'll just make a new channel.
Yeah, the algorithm doesn't like you to talk about too many subjects like that. It can't.
Well, it has to do with the audience being what they're interested in. And so, you know, what is the audience interested in? If when you have a history of travel and being abroad, and then you change it to talking about smart frugality, well, that's a different crowd. It can be the same crowd. And we've made videos about prepping in an apartment abroad. Maybe that's maybe more videos about things like that. So let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on all that. You've got potential of 2 or 3 different genres here. You've got the travel abroad. We've got the financial frugality, smart frugality, minimalism discussions. They're all intertwined, but different audiences, perhaps different channels. And so we're at a crossroads with the channel on what to do, because you see a lot of bloggers. There's no end to the amount of bloggers getting in the space now, and they're still doing it. And a lot of the newest bloggers, even the successful ones, they'll tell you don't get into blogging because, you know, you're going to go 6 months to a year and make $1 an hour, if that. In everything that you do, the words of wisdom are that it needs to make sense financially. You know, it needs to pay for itself. It's not like, you know, you have some people, they think that those things are not connected, and when what you do is not connected to finance, you know, to dollars and cents, like you see that in politics. Like you see people that spend more than they bring in and bankrupts a country and causes high inflation, high prices. And then somebody else gets in there and they cut expenses to the bone, and all of a sudden they've got more coming in than is going out, and the economy's great and it's humming right along and everybody's happy. And so it's different schools of thought, and so everything in life, it has to make financial sense. Otherwise, you're going to end up in the pile of failure. You know.
Well, let's say this: people are like this. Well, it was making more sense when we lived in Ecuador and it was paying for our rent.
It made financial sense to, even if you have a fledgling vlog channel in a place like Ecuador, because at least it was paying your rent, your utilities. But once you get out of that price structure, you come to a place like Mexico where the rent's twice as much, it could be even 3 times as much. It's no longer doing that, and heaven forbid you go to the States, it wouldn't even pay your utilities. You know, unless you have solar panels or something.
Unless
but
you're off-grid.
Off-grid, yeah. So, all right, so we're constantly thinking about this and how to go forward and what to do about it. I'll tell you, one of the pearls of wisdom in all this is this. When you see a successful channel saying one thing and then they keep saying the same thing, but you know that things have changed in the world, you have to wonder, you know, that something, that kind of tells you something about who you're listening to. That they're upset about that. All right, so, well, okay, hasta luego.